Yo, what's poppin', everybody, and welcome back to Free by Choice with your boy Ace. Today we're gonna break down this Diddy trial, and we're gonna read the verdict, and we're gonna talk about that and what that means for your man's Diddy. But before I say that, I just want to say, women, pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on, and pay attention to how these men are reacting, because there's a lot of men out here who clearly hate women. Who clearly hate women. I feel like we all saw the evidence, we all saw the videos, we all heard the testimonies, and after hearing all of that, there's no way that you should be celebrating the fact that he got found not guilty on a lot of these things. There's no way you should be celebrating that. You should either be upset about it or indifferent, but there's no way you should be celebrating that. And it's a lot of people in hip hop media, a lot of men in hip hop media that I've been seeing celebrating. It's like, yo, pay attention to these dudes. Pay attention to them because they talking right now. Pay attention to them. You feel me? You guys see what they saying and cut them off just right along with your man's Diddy. First, before we start talking, we gonna give you the facts of like what actually happened. So straight out the courtroom, it's been like it was like 6 wild weeks. It was 6 wild weeks of testimony. We heard everything trending. People was making jokes about it. It wasn't really a funny situation. This was people's real lives. Now, I mean, on both sides, but they was making jokes about it because, the internet do what the internet do. And after all of that, the jury came back and said not guilty to the racketeering and the sex trafficking counts, which I thought was crazy. I understood the not guilty on the racketeering because, I never personally seen one person get charged with a RICO, whatever. But the sex trafficking, it's kind of confusing to me because what I don't understand is how do you get found guilty on 2 counts of transporting people to engage in prostitution, but you get found not guilty on sex trafficking? And maybe I just don't know enough, but that sounds like the same thing to me. Know what I mean? And all the headlines is gonna tell you Diddy is facing 20, Diddy is facing 20, but he not about to be facing 20 years because most federal crimes, they get served, concurrent, not consecutive, meaning that they serve together. So for the 2 counts, he facing 10 years each, which is a total of 20 years, but it's more than likely he's gonna, serve them concurrently, which means together. So at most he probably facing is like 10 years. That's what he is facing at most, right? Um, but all the headlines is gonna say Diddy facing 20, Diddy facing 20. That's just clickbait. We don't even gotta really even think about that. Know what I mean? Especially because it's the same charge. You feel me? He got the same charge just for 2 different people. One for Cassie, one for the Jane Doe, who we don't really know who she is. You feel me? So it's 10 years for each of them combined. It's gonna be a total of 10 years that he's facing just for that. I be really into this kind of stuff. I got a lot of homies who went to jail. I've been in the course a lot. I've seen a lot. I did a lot of studying. I watched a lot of Law and Order. So I kind of be geeking out about this. But let me tell you just a couple things I wrote down. Now, the 2 counts that he got found guilty on is, transportation to, transporting it to engage in prostitution, right? Something like that. Basically means that like he brought a prostitute to wherever he was at. You know what I'm saying? So that right there, that's a level 14 offense for a first timer, which Diddy is. He a first timer, at least is his first time getting caught. That right there, that carries 15 or 21 months, right? Now, the judge, they already talked about like, coercion and stuff like that, right? Because, everybody was saying, oh, Cassie wanted to do it, Cassie wanted to do it. But the thing is, Cassie maybe didn't want to do that. But we all seen what happened to her in that hotel video, right? We all seen what happened to her. So it's like, if she didn't do it or go along with it, we seen what happened. So of course you're gonna think she wanna do it because she rather pretend to want to do that than to get beat on like she was getting. Which is why I don't understand how y'all celebrating. You feel me? It's crazy to me. Y'all really wild. And people shouldn't have to say, think of your daughters, think of your mothers, think all like, bro, you a human being. You seen what we all seen. You feel me? And it's like, let's take all this away. Let's say there was nothing else. There was no prostitution. There was no allegations. There was nothing else. That video should be enough for you not to celebrate this man's freedom. That's how I feel. I feel like that video should be enough for you not to celebrate this man's freedom. But whatever. But, back to what I was saying. Now, right now, it's like 15 to 21 months. That's what they give him for first timers. Now, because of the coercion, the judge might tack on another, that's an enhancement. The judge might tack on another 4 months, which is going to take that 15 to 21 months it's going to bring it up to a level 18 from a level 14, which is 27 to 33 months. You feel me? You feel what I'm saying? So now, to take it a step further, feel me? Like I'm giving you tiers. I'm giving you like best case, and this is for Diddy. Best case, more than likely, and then like a long shot. You feel me? And now this is where the long shot come in. The prosecutors is gonna try and argue, like, they're gonna try and argue that, hey, listen, man, like Diddy forced these women to do these things. He might have got found not guilty for all this stuff, but all these other things, their testimony should show you like he forced it, Diddy force these people to do these things, you feel me? And from that could take them from a level 14 to like a level 30, you feel me? And that's a long shot, but whatever. The level 30, right? That's like 97 months to 121 months, you feel me? And that takes it from 2 years, which is his likely sentence, to 10 years. You feel me? You feel what I'm saying? So he's facing 10 years, and these things could take it up a notch. Know what I mean? Like level 14, level 18, level 30. Now, just from me studying, this judge, the judge is more so like somebody that's gonna meet in the middle. Not really gonna softball it, pause. Not really gonna softball it, right? But maybe it's not gonna be so aggressive and give him like the full 10 years. You feel me? So what I'm personally thinking, I'm thinking Diddy is gonna get like anywhere between 3 to 5 with time served. So he probably gonna do like another 2 years. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Another 2 to 4 years is probably what he gonna do, right? But I'm thinking Diddy is gonna get about 3 to 5 years sentence. You feel me? Unless he got some type of, I don't know. But that's what I'm thinking. That's why I think this judge is gonna fall. And I know a couple defense attorneys and everything, and I talk to them, and they think that it's gonna be like around a level 20, level 22. So that's gonna be about 4 to 8 years. Then with his like year and a half time served, did he probably do like another 3 to 4 years? Maybe on good behavior. But they all saying that they think he gonna do it at least 3 years. But we all been wrong before. We seen a lot of cases where we thought it was gonna be one thing, and it wasn't that. Like nobody thought Tory Lanez was gonna get 10 years. You feel me? A lot of people didn't even think he was gonna get found guilty. And I'm not saying that that's what I thought or what I didn't think, but when you looked online, everybody seemed to be shocked about that. Now, like I was saying, the judge, he's somewhere along like he the meet in the middle kind of guy, right? Now, regardless of whatever he get, I feel like there's one of them things where you're gonna have to pick a side. You feel me? You're gonna have to pick a side. And I've been watching people right now talk and scream like to the top of their lungs with their fingers, of course, pulls on Twitter and stuff like that. And it's been wild. Like I seen your man Funk Flex. I saw what he said about Cassie. Let's take a second to look at that. Your man Funk Flex said this. I think Cassie has been through a lot, especially at a young age, and she's such a nice person and always gave off good energy. I hope her and her family overcome all of the pain that they're going through. The entertainment business is a dangerous environment that not everyone is built for. And I do think you and your lawyer should give it a rest. You threatened to drop a book and then got paid to not drop the book. If you care so much to get your message out, you should have dropped the book. I get it. It's a case. You had to testify. You up 30 million and another 10 million from the hotel, which is 40 million total. You planned this. This is a lick. Please don't be mad at me. I just don't see you as a victim. You was young, Diddy made bad choices, and you made bad choices. When do you plan to teach the girls not to make the same mistakes you made? It's just my opinion. And he added Cassie. Now, I got a real big problem with that. A real big problem with that. Why every time a man does something like this, it's always the responsibility of a woman what to teach the next woman? At what point is it going to be a responsibility for us men to hold other men accountable? How did Cassie go from the victim to the person that's being blamed? I'm confused. Did we see Cassie on video beating somebody? Or did we see Diddy on video beating Cassie as she was trying to run away? Mr. Funk Flex. But we ain't dropping no bombs for that. There's no applause for that. How you watch the same video we all watched and you said that out your mouth, I don't see you as a victim. Well, what you see her as, Mr. Funk? Because that's some real stinky stuff you talking about, Mr. Funk. Now, I mean, what you see her as. You watched her get beat on that video and you just typed out your old ass fingers. I don't see her as a victim. So how you see her? Because I'm confused. Now, maybe there was some situations where she did engage with these prostitutes and she had to make these choices, right? And somebody may argue that she was a willing participant. But what else would you be if you seen this video of how Diddy was beat? And this is on camera, mind you. This is on camera in the hallway where anybody could watch. What you think was happening behind closed doors? And with knowing this, Mr. Funk and anybody else who agree, what you think was happening behind closed doors? So what you think the smart thing for her to do was? Try and run away until she get killed, or potentially was with it, like she said. You tripping? How much do it take for y'all to see her as a victim and you celebrating this, Mr. Funk? That's crazy, funky ass. and I'm mad about this because these is people that I looked at as legends. These is people that I looked at as great people. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Now, Funk not the only person who said this. Now, let's take a look at what some other people said. Your man DJ Vlad. And DJ Vlad, who was somebody that we invited into our culture. I don't know why. He shouldn't be here. You know what I mean? But DJ Vlad is somebody we invited into our culture. Now look what he had to say about Cassie. Cassie is guilty of the same prostitution charges Diddy was convicted of. I interviewed 3 of the male escorts, and all 3 of them said the same thing. Cassie picked them, contacted them for the free calls, and enjoyed the experiences and paid them. Meanwhile, she's sitting on $30 million and writing letters to the judge asking him not to give Diddy bail. I ask you again, Mr. Vlad, did you not see these videos? Did you not see the videos of Cassie getting beat in the hotel? Did you not see those videos? How could you have seen those videos and think what you just said, bro? What do you think, again, I'll ask, what do you think was happening behind closed doors if this was happening outside? What was she supposed to do? Say, no, Diddy, I don't want to do it? What you think Diddy was going to do after that? Let's say she did do all of that and then she not here with us no more. Then what y'all would be talking about? Would she finally be a victim? Would she finally be a survivor in your eyes? Or nah, she still wanted this because she got paid $30 million. Bro, that $30 million, yeah, I'm sure it helped her financially, but she got some scars that $30 million not going to heal. You feel me? She got some scars, $30 million not going to heal. And I think y'all some sick men for saying that. You feel me? Y'all real sick men for saying that. And I see this, I've been seeing this from a lot of people that I looked up to. I can't believe y'all. I can't believe it. Like, how did this become an attack on Cassie? And we seen the same thing when it came to Meg and Tory Lanez. Somehow this became an attack on Meg. Like, why do the women always gotta be why do the women always gotta be the ones that's on trial when it's things that men did? I ain't see Mr. Funky or Mr. Vlad say nothing about Diddy. Y'all calling him freak offs like it's just funny because he's just being freaky. You feel me? Now, maybe everything that was said wasn't true. We did see a lot of people with Tony Busby and all of that making a lot of allegations that wasn't true. But we seen with our own eyes what Diddy did to Cassie. We seen that. And like I said, if you seen this outside, what you think was happening behind closed doors? So you, being an intelligent adult male, what you think the smarter thing for her to do? Refuse? Run? She should have ran, right? She did. And we saw your man's Diddy chase her in a towel pause and beat her in the hallway of a public hotel when she tried to run away. She tried to run away. She did everything right. She tried to leave. She got beat. She went to the cops. And you got people like you talking about she enjoyed it. She wanted it. You feel me? She testified. Diddy got found not guilty. So let me ask you, Mr. Funk. Let me ask you, Mr. Vlad. What should she have done? What should she have done? What option did she have left? Kill him? That's all that she could have did. That's all she could have did, bro. And I feel like y'all crazy for talking. If I was a woman, I'd be disgusted with y'all. Because as a man, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted, bro. And I'm tired of saying, think about your daughters, think about your grandmothers, think about your mother. It shouldn't take that for you to realize you sound like an idiot, yo. But I don't know, man. Maybe I'm too caught up in this. But let me know what y'all think, man. Do y'all think that these men is tripping, talking about Cassie not a victim? Or do y'all think she was a willing participant after seeing the videos of her getting beat on? Let me know. Drop your comments. And just know what you say, I'm looking at you different. I'm looking at you different. That's going to determine how I look at you because I'm looking at all you niggas different.